Do you want to know the secret to turning a simple idea into a billion-dollar business? I use this principle to build Amazon, and it is so powerful that few have the courage to apply it. Today, I'm going to reveal how you can also use it to revolutionize your business. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in entrepreneurship and building something meaningful. Let me start by sharing a little about my journey and why I believe what I'm about to say can help you. When I created Amazon in 1994, I had a clear vision. I wanted to create the largest online bookstore in the world, but honestly, it was more than that. It was about taking advantage of the internet, which I knew was about to explode, and building a business that was customer-centric. At the time, I left a comfortable job at an investment fund. I was 30 years old, and I knew I could fail, but I thought, if I don't try, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. That was one of the hardest decisions, but also one of the best. Now, here's the main question. Why listen to my advice? Because no matter how successful you strive for, the lessons I learned along the way are universal. I learned about the power of customer obsession, the importance of building for the long term, and the value of making mistakes. Yes, making mistakes with intelligence. So if you have a big dream but don't yet know how to get there, what I'm about to share could very well be what you need to hear. And here's one important thing to remember from the start. Building something great isn't about magic or secret formulas. It's about basic principles, consistent work, and above all, absolute focus on what matters. That's what we're going to talk about today. And trust me, I've been where you are now. If there's a single principle that I believe is the driver of any successful business, it is this: customer obsession. I'm not talking about simply listening to the customer or serving them well. I'm talking about building every aspect of your business with the customer at the center of decisions. When I started Amazon, the goal wasn't just to sell books. The goal was to create the best shopping experience for customers. This meant thinking not only about what they wanted, but also what they didn't even know they needed. For example, from the beginning, we invested in customer product reviews, something that seemed counterintuitive. Why allow customers to leave negative reviews? Because I knew that trust was more important than any individual sale. If a customer trusts you, they will come back. And here's something important. When you really care about the customer, it gives you a competitive advantage. Consumer obsession is not something that can be easily imitated. Many businesses focus on competitors, try to copy strategies or react to what is happening in the market. We don't do that at Amazon. Our main focus has always been and always will be, what can we do to make our customers' lives better? An example that I always like to remember is Amazon Prime. When we came up with the idea of offering free 2-day delivery to Prime members, people in the industry thought it was crazy. For us, it made perfect sense. We knew the initial cost would be high, but we wondered what could happen if we eliminated one of the biggest friction points for our customers. The result was that Prime not only changed the shopping experience, it also created a level of loyalty that is almost impossible to replicate. Now, how can you apply this to your business? First, ask yourself, do you know your customers deeply? I'm not talking about statistics or demographic profiles. I'm talking about understanding what they really want, what frustrates them, and what makes them happy. Talk to them, listen to their stories, analyze how they interact with your product or service. Second, constantly question how you can surprise your customers. This doesn't have to be something grand. Small gestures make a difference. At Amazon, for example, we implemented something simple: a hassle-free returns policy. It sounds basic, but for customers, it's a relief to know they can trust us to solve their problems without bureaucracy. And lastly, remember that the customer is always evolving. What works today may not work tomorrow, so never settle. Keep innovating and asking, what else can I do to make my customer experience exceptional? Building a business around the customer is not just a strategy, it's a mindset. This is what turns occasional customers into loyal fans. And that, in the long run, makes all the difference. I'm going to share one of the most important philosophies I've learned along my journey: build for the long term. Many people, especially budding entrepreneurs, want quick results, and I understand it's natural. But the truth is that long-lasting, successful businesses are built with patience and vision. From the beginning of Amazon, we knew our mission wasn't to make a quick buck. That's why in the first few years, we reinvested practically all the profit back into the company. People criticized us. Analysts said, Amazon isn't making a profit, it's unsustainable. But what they didn't understand was that we were building something that wasn't supposed to last 5 years, but rather 50 or 100. Let me give you an example. The Amazon Prime program. At first, it seemed like a crazy idea. We invest billions to offer free and fast deliveries to our customers. It took years for the program to be profitable. But look at the impact today. Prime has not only retained millions of customers, it has become one of the pillars of our business. This is the difference between thinking about now and planning for the future. In your business, ask yourself, am I building something that will grow and prosper over time, or am I just trying to make quick wins? Planning for the long term means being willing to sacrifice some immediate rewards for something much bigger down the road. And this requires discipline, patience, and above all, confidence in your vision. Here's a secret few understand. Long-term success isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Small, thoughtful steps taken every day create a solid path to the future. So ask yourself, are you playing to win now or to win forever? If you want to build something truly great, you need to understand one fundamental thing. Innovation and growth only happen when you accept the risk of making mistakes. It's not a question of whether you will fail. It's a matter of when and, more importantly, what you do about those mistakes. I'm going to share a story from the beginning of Amazon. During the first few years, we made several risky decisions. Some were brilliant, others not so much. For example, Amazon auctions. Maybe you've never heard of it because it was a resounding failure. We tried to compete with eBay, but it just didn't work. This could have discouraged us, but instead we looked at what we learned, pivoted the idea, which led us to create Amazon Marketplace. Today, one of the biggest growth engines for our business. The same happened with the Fire Phone. It was a big mistake. But do you know what this taught us? It showed us the importance of listening even more to customers and understanding how they really use technology. This learning was directly applied to the development of Alexa and Echo, which became revolutionary products. The Fire Phone wasn't just a failure, it was an essential step towards our success in another area. Why am I telling you this? Because many entrepreneurs are afraid of making mistakes, as if a mistake were the end of the line. But in reality, it is exactly the opposite. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn something no one else knows. It's like discovering a map to a treasure, where the X marks the wrong place but points you in the right direction. And here's some practical advice. Create an environment where you and your team feel safe to experiment. Innovating is taking calculated risks. It's trying something new, even knowing it might not work, but being prepared to absorb the lessons. To do this, you need to be willing to invest time, energy, and resources without the guarantee of immediate success. I like to call this multiple betting. When Amazon started, we made a lot of small bets. Some grew unexpectedly, others failed. But the important thing is that we had a portfolio of ideas, and each attempt brought us closer to something incredible. So here's the most important lesson. Don't run from mistakes. Embrace it. Because it is there, in that uncertain space, that you will find the ideas that can transform your business and even your life. Innovation does not come from the comfort zone. It comes from chaos, the unknown, and the courage to keep trying when others give up. If I could leave you with just one message, it would be this: commit to success. This means more than just wanting to win. It means being willing to put your all into what you're building, even when things get difficult, and believe me, they will. I like to say that life is made of choices. When I left my job on Wall Street to start Amazon, I did it because I knew that even if I failed, I would have the satisfaction of knowing I tried something big. This is what I want you to take away with you. Success requires courage, resilience, and the ability to keep moving forward, even when it seems easier to give up. And here's an important truth. You don't have to be perfect to be successful. In fact, it's much more about being stubborn and believing in your vision and flexible enough to adjust your approach along the way. This combination, stubbornness and flexibility, is what helped me transform Amazon from a small online bookstore into one of the biggest businesses in the world. So what does this mean for you? It means you must be prepared to work harder than others, think more strategically, and above all, stay focused on what really matters, creating something that has value for your customers in the world. I want you to finish this video knowing that success is not reserved for a few special people. It is achieved by those who have the vision, determination, and commitment to make it happen. And you could be one of those people. The question is, are you ready to commit?